Welcome to Parent Coaches Unleashed, the podcast where we dive into the highs, lows, and did that really just happen moment of parenting teens and young adults. We're Carrie and Jessica, parent coaches, mythbusters, and occasional referees in the battle of hormones versus common sense.
If you've ever wondered, is this just happening to me? You're not alone. We're here to help you with real talk, expert advice, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Need more support? We also offer private coaching, workshops, and speaking engagements because sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
So continue listening as we tackle this parenting journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, I'm so excited for today's topic.
I
Yes, it's
am
something
too.
we
So
talk about it a lot, so.
we do. And today we're talking about boundaries. And I feel like it is a new buzzword, even though it's not. I feel like boundaries is something that our generation feels really uncomfortable about because we were not shown how to set boundaries by our parents. But I feel like it's something that is becoming so important in our kids' lives. And I think they are getting so much better at it than we ever were.
I totally agree, and I even remember, like, I wanna say the past 10 years has been, like, the time where, like, the word boundary continues to pop up, and I even remember a conversation, in family therapy that I remember my husband being I mean, we were probably 45, mid-40s. He's like,
Okay.
What even is a boundary? So
Well,
you just didn't know what
and
it
that's a
is.
great question. And I'm
What it
sure
is.
a lot of people in our generation are wondering the same thing.
Yeah,
And
and why do I need one? Like,
right.
do I have to have one?
Okay, let's simplify it. A boundary really is just a simple way of telling someone what your needs are. There should be no blame or guilt associated with it. You're expressing and communicating a specific need. And I feel like this is popping up a lot now as our peers are starting to become grandparents.
Mm.
I feel like we are seeing this so much. Carrie and I were just out, and one of our friends was talking about how, oh my gosh, my friend's daughter is having a baby, and there were so many rules about when they can come to the hospital, who can come, when can they come visit, who does those things? And here's the thing, I think it's great. I can understand why people our age think it's what's the word? So not crazy but just, oh, these new age parents, they're putting in so many rules now.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I think it's like a know it right? Oh, they think they know it all or they know more, right? I feel like it's a almost like a disrespect to the parents or the
right,
grandparents. You don't know the way it is anymore, or
right.
you don't get it now.
Or things are different now
Things
or
are
what.
different. Yeah.
And the truth, listen,
They are different.
they are different, but I feel in some way we had that with our own parents. I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it really wasn't. I feel like I didn't go to my mom and ask her for advice, but because I feel like she was always there offering it, whether it was asked for or not.
Yeah.
And I think the difference is this generation is saying, thanks, we'll come to you if we need help. And that is a perfect example of a healthy boundary.
Correct.
I really appreciate your advice, but right now we're just trying to figure things out on our own. And if we need help, we will come to you.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword because as parents, we have raised adults who know how to now set healthy boundaries. because we have shown them ways of communicating
Right.
or
Or we hope.
demonstrated good communication skills.
Right.
I'm giving us all compliments here.
Yes.
So
It's a very blanket statement there,
now when
Carrie.
they come back and use it on us, we're like, "What the did you just
Right.
use that on me?" Right? Like, but it's
It's
uncomfortable
true.
for us
Yes.
because we don't wanna hear that. We wanna hear, "Mom, whatever you want."
Right.
Yes.
I think
Uh,
it's also uncomfortable, not just because what we wanna hear, but because of how we acted with our own
yeah.
parents. Like, even if you thought it a million times, "Oh my god, my mom is coming over again," like, I just need some time alone with my kids," "Do his parents have to come?" Whatever it is, we never said no. We just said, "Sure, come on
Mhm.
over," or even if it wasn't what was best for us, I feel like we treated that aspect of our kids' grandparents being involved so differently
Yeah.
than our kids' generation is going about doing it.
Yeah, I think we're a little jealous that they have
There
they have the balls to say no and put us in our place, and we didn't with our own parents.
So, my cousin just became a grandmother for the first time, and, um, her son just had a baby girl, and she said to him, "When can I come?" And he said, "I just need to take a minute and be the 3 of us. We just wanna try and figure things out for ourselves." And so no family, not her family, not his family, nobody came to the hospital. It was just the 3 of them trying to get used to their new family and start bonding and whatever other reasons they had for it. And I asked her how she felt about it, and she said, "You know what? It feels really weird. This is not what I'm used to, but I'm really trying to respect their wishes."
Yeah,
And
I
I
mean,
thought that was
we
great,
don't
and, she left today, so the baby will be 2 weeks old, and she left today to go see them for the first time, so
yeah, I
she
think we
was
need
thrilled.
to change our expectations of how we imagine what it's gonna be like to be a grandparent and how involved we're gonna be.
Mhm.
We might know what we want,
Right.
but that might not be what our children want and need from us. So that's gonna be a huge adjustment. Like, it's like with anything, I think we should go in with no
Right.
expectations.
So it's funny you say that because Lonnie has this expectation of being like Jay Pritchett from Modern Family. He wants us to all live near each other, all come over for Sunday dinner, all be it all up in each other's business. And he says to the kids, "You want mom living near you. You want mom to be able to help you with the kids." And I say to him, "But maybe they don't.
Right.
Maybe they wanna figure it out for
Yeah.
themselves." Like, believe me, there's nothing more than I wanna be there to help when the time comes,
Mhm.
help my kids with their kids, but they're gonna have a significant other. They're
Yeah.
going to have in-laws, I don't we can't put our expectations on them. They're going to be the ones steering the boat, driving the car, whatever expression you want it, we have to just follow. We have to respect their boundaries.
Yeah, I've actually heard it a lot with our age group of friends whose kids are the ones that are married,
Right.
and I've already heard them say, "Well, we're gonna right now stay in our house or wait till like where the kids end up and when they have kids, because then maybe we'll move there
Right.
or have an apartment there." And
Mhm.
I mean, it sounds great,
Right.
but we have not considered our children's
Right,
views
what are they
on it.
did
Like,
anyone ask them what they want?
why are we planning for something that may not turn into a reality, or we shouldn't put our wants and wish and our needs. It's about our needs to want to be close and involved, but that might be overstepping their boundaries. So before we have all these like wishes of where we're
You
gonna
know,
live, we
I
might want to
just
have a conversation about it.
yes, absolutely, but I just wanna give a reverse scenario of a parent being able to set a boundary with their kids too, because when our kids do have kids, you might have the extreme of the expectation of becoming a built-in babysitter, or I need you to pick up the kids, or whatever it is,
Mhm.
it's okay for you to say no too.
Yeah.
It's okay as a parent to say, I can give you 2 days a week, or I will be more than happy to watch them this time to this time. You do not have to say yes to everything just because you are a grandparent. And that can feel uncomfortable too. I don't wanna, what if they don't ask me anymore? It's okay to say, I have a life also. And I might have to play this back when one day that my kids do have kids not to might need a gentle
Well,
reminder.
here's the other part, right? Like, you have 2 sons and a daughter. I have 2 sons. I have no idea what it's going to be like. Well, first of all, if and when
Right,
my children get married and choose to have a child, like, I'm the mom of the son. Like, I
right.
might be, like, in the back row, way in the back row of, like, the minivan. Like, I'm not even in the passenger seat.
So I
So,
heard
I
something.
I don't know what that's even gonna look like, and I actually have to watch myself because I have caught myself saying before, and this has nothing to do about my responsibility as a grandparent, but, like, because I have 2 sons, I just want 1 granddaughter, like, and I think I have to stop saying it because
Well,
what if that's not
right, it is very possible
the
that that might
reality?
not happen. So
So,
it's so funny because my cousin that just became a grandmother, she has 2 sons also, and they just had a baby girl. So she's really excited to have a little girl. Not that it's her little girl, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Um,
But anyway, as being the parent of sons, the mom of sons, and being the grandparent, hopefully, one day,
so
I don't even know.
there
I can't
is
even imagine.
I don't know what to call it, if it's an old wives' tale. People assume, or it seems like in the past, that people say that when you have a son, they tend to go more towards their wife's family.
Mhm.
However, I like to believe it also has to do with the relationship and the communication you've already established with your son,
Yeah.
that they still want you to be involved in their life the way they were when they were growing up. That's my hope. I like to think that we've done a good job of establishing a relationship that my son specifically will want to continue into adulthood when they begin their own families, but who knows?
We don't know, and
Nope.
then I'm gonna, like, bring us back to the present because one of my goals for 2026, like, we didn't do resolutions, we decided to talk about, like, in our family, our goals, like, what do we
Okay.
want, is to try to stay present, right? Not
Mhm.
spending too much time in planning the future, is to be
That's
now. So,
I think that's smart.
for now, we have no grandchildren.
Right, so it's irrelevant. So we're just
It
gonna go
doesn't
around
matter.
gathering information from our friends that are having
We
grandchildren.
will just sit and watch and observe and take notes and, be there for you if you wanna talk about it.
Okay, so then
But
let's bring it back to a real life situation where it can affect us now because we are speaking about the future
okay, let's go.
tense for us becoming grandparents and setting boundaries. College age kids. What does a boundary look like for a college age kid? It could be, have you started looking for your internship yet? And your child's boundary can turn around and they can say to you, I really appreciate your help, but I've got this. And the only thing left for us to do, so they set a clear boundary, I've got this. Okay? I can say to my child, I'm so proud of you. I really believe you're going to do this. Let me know how I can best support you. If you want me to look over your resume, if you would like me to offer any of my contacts, I'm here for you in whatever way you need. Period. That's it. Not everyday texts. Did you look for your internship yet? Do you have any interviews lined up? That's it.
That sounds really nice and, like, the way to go. However, it's just not so easy
I
in
didn't say it was
practice,
easy.
as I'll say right now, I'm sitting in so when you said it, like, college age kids, and I had this, like, giggly moment of, I don't have college kids anymore. Like, my
That's
2nd
real.
son just graduated from college,
Congratulations,
so
Devin.
I officially have,
2
adult
college graduates.
adults, college
Mhm.
graduates, adults, young adults. But
Yep.
anyway, so but it applies as well because now he's starting to look for a job. So I'm right in that moment of I offered, "Let me know if there's anything you need my assistance with in the job search, or if you would like any of my contacts, I'm happy to share them with you."
Right.
And he said, "Okay, thanks, I'll let you know."
That's it. But, okay,
However,
so how is
I
that sitting
want
with
to s
you? Do you wanna
um,
just jump in and be like, here, text them a whole list of numbers? Do you wanna say, "Look, I saw this online." Like, what how is that sitting
I
with you?
want to so here's the part because when they say that, they kinda, like, shut you down a little bit, like, "Thanks, I'll let you know." But then I feel like I can't have any more conversation right then and there about what he's thinking or what the job search looks like. So to me, what feels uncomfortable, not so much that I can't start offering like what I think he should do, but now I don't even feel like I can have a conversation in that near future
Right.
about how the job search is going, right? Because I've
Mm.
been put in, thank you,
Right.
I'll let you know. So right? I'm not gonna ask, "How's it
Right.
going?" I'm not gonna say, "What did you do today for your jobs?" Right? Like, I want to,
Well,
but
of course
then
you
I'm like,
want
"Alright,
to.
so what are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna" because, like, that's what's present right now in his life. So, hmm, I mean, we did just get back from this fabulous trip, so we've been talking a lot about that,
Right.
but I almost feel like now there's gonna be a little bit of a lack of conversation, so
Because you feel like you cut yourself off from the biggest topic that's going on in his life right now.
right, or he set a boundary with me, and now I feel like that conversation, I can't
What
focus on
if
it.
what if you phrase it I'm just spitballing here, but what if you phrase it like, "Is there anything new going on with your job search that you'd like to share with me?"
Okay, that's a good one.
Is that crossing the boundary that he said because you're not offering help, you're just asking to see how it's going. Or and you're not even asking how it's going, you're asking if there's anything he wants to willingly share with you.
It's a total option. I will try it. I might also go with just tell me about your day.
That
That
works too.
way, it doesn't have anything to do with job searching per se.
Right. You know that I think you raise a really good point though, because as our kids are becoming adults, I wonder if there's that, well, what do I talk to them about if they told me I can't, if this is off limits or
Mhm.
that's off limits? How do you begin to have an adult
Yeah.
relationship with your emerging adult child?
So I think we have to give them the time and the space.
Yeah.
And, those I think what changes in the relationship is there doesn't nee and especially when they're not, neither one of my sons live with us. So there's
Mhm.
not I don't see them on a daily basis,
Right.
so there doesn't need to be that daily check-in.
Do you speak to them every day?
Um,
Some kind of communication, a
some
text or
Most of the time, yes, but if a day goes by, I'm not concerned or
right.
worried that I haven't heard from them. Now, maybe if 2 or 3 days go by, I might just try to send, a text, but not like, "How are you?"
Do you think
Just
we have some
a,
listeners out there like, she goes 2 or 3 days without speaking
"Oh,
to her kids?
judge me, that's fine.
I'm not
I'm
because
comfortable in it."
I
No, to be honest, so I was always the parent when my kids I mean, we were blessed that we could send our kids actually, one loved sleepaway camp, the other did not.
Right, right,
So
right.
but for the time that they were away, I really enjoyed that time because my thought process was they're off being independent and having a great time away at sleepaway camp. They're getting a break from us to learn and become who they want to be without us
Sure, on top
hovering
of
and
them. Right,
being
right, right,
part
right.
of it. And so if I did not hear from them, which our sleepaway camp did not allow phone calls. So, like, if you got a phone call, it probably wasn't something good. So, to me, no news was good news. I would get the occasional letters, but that to me was peaceful. Like,
Right.
I was not overly concerned. So, I feel like if I don't hear from them, I automatically go to a place of calm. They have this,
Right.
they're busy. Like,
Mhm.
those are good signs to
Yeah.
me, not, "Oh my god, like, what's going on? I haven't heard from them."
Right.
Because I have come to the acceptance I am a little irrelevant in their day-to-day lives. Like, they don't need mom, and
But
I'm good with
so
that.
you're good with which here's the thing though, I feel like you have also done a very good job of living a rich and fulfilling life for yourself where you are not dependent on your kids to fulfill your life, and I think that's hard for some
Yeah.
parents to do that. You've spent these past 21 years so involved in your kid's life and making them your main priority, your main focus, that if you don't take the time to cultivate your interests and your
Mhm,
relationships outside of them, it can be a really rude awakening
mhm.
when they don't need you in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been easy. It's not like I just
Right. I
was
don't
brought
want to
like
assume that I don't
no,
want
I
anyone
it's
to
not
think
like
I'm
I'm
assuming
just
that it
this
is.
way, right? This has
Right.
come over
Time.
years of
Yeah.
hard work and time
And
and
therapy, whatever it
therapy, right,
is, and
and experiences that
yes.
we've had in our lives as a family. So, but I again, if I'm working on my goal of, like, in the present time,
Mhm.
everyone's where they need to be
Yep.
and working on themselves at their own pace, of which
Absolutely.
we have no expectations of where that's gonna go. And
Yep.
so, yes, but it's not easy. I mean, the thoughts like, do I want to when I see, job openings that would be in his field, do I want to send forward them to him? Hell yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't.
But that's another thing. You can always ask where but I know you feel like he already set the tone
Mhm.
because he said, "I've got this. I'll ask if I need help." Before you get there, for parents who are in the same position, you can ask, "Can we just set some boundaries here?
Yeah,
What do you need from me? Do you
that's
want
very
if I see something, do you want me to send it? Yes or no? If I hear of a contact, do you want me to share it? Yes or no?" Just ask. There's nothing wrong with asking and setting the boundaries together.
yeah,
But I have to say the most important thing is to respect what your kids say. If they're telling you this is what I need, even if in the gut of all of your instinct you're like, "Oh, that's not right," or "They need to do this," you have to respect you have to respect their wishes. You have to respect what they ask you. In just even if they come back to you and say, "Oh my gosh, mom, you know what? You were right. I should have done this." Let them come to you and figure that out on
yeah,
their own instead of you saying, "See, I told you."
yeah. Well, because sometimes I go back and forth in my head, the debate, am I trying with my suggestions to make his job easier? Or am I doing it because I think I know the right answer and I wanna be helpful? Like,
I think
And
it's a combination of both. I mean, it goes back to us always wanting to be fixers and
yeah.
solve everything for our kids, but this is their journey.
Mm-mm.
This is what they need to figure out. And no, it's not easy. And yes, you want to jump in at every interval that you see something, a way that they could do something easier or better, or this is their journey. And I know it is not easy to sit back and bite your tongue, especially when you have experienced something similar and you don't want them to have pain and you don't want things to be hard for them and you don't want them to go through failure on their own. But but we did it and we lived those lessons and we've gotten to where we are. They need to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as a parent, as a very involved parent in their life, it is so difficult to do, but this is what we raise them to do. When we say we raise them to be independent adults, this is this is their job. This is their journey now. And I know it's not I know
No,
it's not easy. I
no,
don't wanna sit here and sound like, "Oh my god, what did she ever do that?" Or wha it's not easy. It's not
no.
easy. Look, here's another example of a boundary, like, when our kids experience heartbreak, when somebody breaks up with them or whatever it is, whatever their disappointment is, a job rejection. How many you wanna sit there and tell them all the reasons, "This don't worry, this is it's a blessing in
It's their
disguise,
loss.
it's
Yeah.
their loss." It's sit back and just listen. "What do you want from me right now? Because I wanna jump in and make everything better for you? How can I be there for you?
Mm-hmm.
I just need space." "Okay, you got it." Not, "Did you hear from them? Did they call? Did they tell you why? Did you speak to their friends? Do you know what the friends said?"
Yeah, I think that we cross boundaries when we are uncomfortable
Absolutely.
and we can't maintain our own emotions. And so, we have to remember that the boundaries are about the own person. It's about maintaining yours and respecting others,
Right,
not about the control. We don't set a boundary to get control.
right.
We do it for the behavior, the emotional, the physical space, maintaining it.
And again, whatever we're saying here, we know that it's not easy and we know that it can feel very uncomfortable, but I just want if you're listening to anything, if you're taking away anything, I want you to remember that instilling these relationship boundaries are only going to benefit you in the future as your kids grow into adults. Once they realize that they have your respect and that you're listening to them, I truly believe that you're building a future relationship
Mhm.
with them as they become adults, wanting them to come home, wanting to see them wanting to be a part of your family still, even though they're going on and adulting.
Yeah.
Setting healthy boundaries now with your kids will ensure a better, a stronger, healthier, communicative relationship as your kids continue to age.
Right. For those of you who might be entering wedding planning and your children are getting engaged, healthy boundaries and practicing setting boundaries at the beginning of the planning could really help make the experience a lot more enjoyable for all parties, regardless of who's paying and how many families are involved in the wedding planning. And for relationships, if your child, is getting into their first serious relationship and you may or may not, think that this is the person for your child long term. Again, it's about the communication and the boundary setting, maintaining that you want to continue a loving and respecting relationship. And we need to check ourselves as parents that we're not in it for the control.
Right.
We don't have it anymore. We don't. We have raised young adults or adults, and they are now independent. And if we want to continue being part of their lives, then practicing the healthy boundaries all around as we enter the next stages is going to be critical. But that's something that we have to do for ourselves. And we have to
Absolutely.
continue to learn to respect and notice theirs. Like we might even not be aware that they've just set a boundary with us because we're so concerned with our own feelings.
And I think we should also take a page out of our kids' books. It's never too late to start setting your own boundaries. If you want to say no to an upcoming social event, because that just doesn't work for you, whatever it is. And for our listeners who have younger children, what a great time to start modeling for our kids what healthy boundaries look like.
Yep. So, if you are navigating this in your life or you have a friend or family member, please share this episode with them. And we would love to hear from you. If you have any examples or topics that you would like to cover around this healthy boundary setting or any other, we would love to hear from you. We are reachable on Instagram, Parent Coaches Unleashed. Please follow or by email info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. And thank you so much for listening, and we appreciate you and your time. So,
Thanks for being with us today.
thank you for listening to this episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed with Carrie and Jessica. Together, we can raise the next generation of independent, capable, and compassionate young adults.
We encourage you to send us an email with questions and feedback to info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. Please remember, you are not alone on this parenting journey.